In the village of Stillwater, time had simply stopped. The great clock in the town square stood silent, its hands frozen at 3:15. No one knew why. The sun still rose and set, but the feeling of moving forward was gone. Birds hung motionless in the sky, their wings paused mid-flap. Children's laughter was a memory, a faint echo in the quiet streets. The baker's bread never finished baking, forever warm and doughy. The world was a photograph, beautiful but still. People went about their days in a slow, dreamlike haze, forgetting what it felt like for one moment to follow another. Everything was paused, caught in a single, unending afternoon. In a small, dusty shop filled with silent clocks lived a man named Alistair. He was the village clockmaker, and the stillness broke his heart more than anyone's. He missed the gentle tick-tock that had been the rhythm of his life. He saw the sadness in the villagers' eyes, the way they drifted without purpose. He saw the flowers that never bloomed and the apples that never ripened on the trees. Alistair, with his clever hands and lonely heart, decided he would not surrender to the silence. He would create something to remind the world of the beauty of a beating heart, of the steady pulse of life itself. He would build a reason for time to begin again. He named her Aurelia. When the final gear was set in place, her eyes, made of polished blue glass, blinked open. There was no sudden jolt, only a slow, graceful awakening, as if from a long sleep. She sat up on the workbench, her movements smooth and quiet. A faint, gentle ticking sound came from her chest, a sound like a happy secret. Aurelia looked at Alistair, and a small, curious smile graced her painted lips. She did not speak with words, but the clockmaker understood her perfectly. She was alive, and the shop no longer felt empty. The silence had been replaced by the softest, most wonderful rhythm. Aurelia was full of a quiet wonder. She would spend her days exploring the shop, her metallic fingers gently tracing the faces of the silent clocks. She moved with a purpose that the rest of the villagers had lost. She would organize Alistair's tools into neat rows and dust the forgotten corners of the workshop. When Alistair worked, she would sit beside him, humming the same lullabies he had hummed into her heart. Her presence was a comfort, a small, ticking island of life in an ocean of stillness. She was made of gears and springs, but she felt more real to Alistair than anything else in the frozen village. When Alistair finally took Aurelia into the village square, people stopped and stared. They saw a girl who moved when everything else was still. They heard the soft ticking from her chest. "She is not real," a woman whispered. "She is just one of your contraptions, clockmaker." Another man shook his head. "It is unnatural. A thing of metal should not walk and smile." They were afraid of her because she was different. They had grown so used to the